May we know kung ano magiging hakbang ng Congress now that the Commission on Audit naglabas sila ng report na yung Office of the President ay top spender ng 2023 confidential and intelligence fund. Pati yun ba ay bubusisiin din ng Kongreso kung paano ginastos?
Nasaan na ho ba yung mga maaangas na yanggoons? Yan na nga ba sinasabi natin dito? Dapat ho kasi, wag ho kayong masyadong mayayabang. Pagka pinupuna kayo ng ating mga kababayan, ayaw nyo nang sumali sa press con. Ngayon, itong si Rog Gutierrez at itong si Joel Chua na lang ho ang nagpe-press con dyan sa House of Representatives. Siyempre, si Joel Chua dapat lagi siya ang nangunguna, no? Kasi siya ho ang chairperson ng Committee on Bad Government, kaya kailangan lagi siyang present yan. Kahit pa paano sumusundot pa rin ho sila dito kay Vice President Sara Duterte, pero wala na ho Nakita nyo naman, pati itong si Dan Fernandez, madalang na ho natin siya nakikita sa social media. Naglay low yung mga yung mga kumag, di ba? Yung mga maaangas na yanggoons. Pati itong si Dan Fernandez, tahimik na rin ho ngayon. Pero bukas ho, balita ho natin, meron daw hong gaganapin na hearing, yung final hearing. Yung kung tawagin ho nila, King of Pogo. Naku, sino kaya tong King of Pogo na to? Pero bago ang lahat ng yan, mga kababayan, isang like at isang subscribe lang ho, masaya na ho tayo dyan, mga kababayan. No? 2,000 subscriber na ho tayo. Maraming salamat to sa mga nag-subscribe sa mga nakalipas na araw. No? Maraming salamat to. Ito, umpisa na ho natin to. Wala ho tayong maraming pag-uusapan. Rekta ho tayo dito sa dalawang kumag na to. Game!
Tsaka in particulars.
Dalawa po yung file natin this morning. Yung isa po yung House Bill number 11192. Ang title po nito, an act regulating the allocation and utilization of confidential and intelligence funds imposing penalties for misuse and misappropriation. Yung isa naman po ay House Bill number 11193. Ang title naman po nito, an act regulating special disbursing officers and imposing penalties for misuse and misappropriation of funds.
So ano po yung specific na laman? May parusa po ba? Ano po yung mga parusa na nakalagay dun sa proposed bill?
May mga parusa. Bukod siyempre sa mga admin tsaka mga criminal liability, nilalagay din dito na pag ikaw ay mapatunayan na nag-violate dito sa mga batas na to, magkakaroon ka ng perpetual disqualification to hold public office.
Gulat. Para naman talagang may pakialam to mga mga media man.
Both bills yan.
Apo. Yung isa, yung sa... Pero siyempre lahat naman ng mga to dadaan pa to sa committee. May mga sa section 10 dito sa SDO, specifically section 10, penalties. Without prejudice to the filing of criminal, civil, and administrative cases, the penalty of perpetual disqualification from office shall be imposed upon the SDO for violation of any of the provision of this act, including loss of benefits.
And all of these stemmed from...
Dito po sa ating committee hearing. Dito po kasi, originally, pag SDO ka, ang sa ngayon basta't ikaw ay in-appoint lang ng head of agency, pwede ka na maging SDO. So dito po sa ating bagong batas na ipinasa, may mga qualification na po kami na isinaad. Number 1, kailangan siyempre bukod sa kailangan ikaw ay permanent official or employee of the agency. At ikaw ay kailangan may salary grade 24. Tapos kailangan meron kang educational background na related sa accounting, auditing, or finance. At dapat yung approved fidelity bond mo, kailangan equivalent sa iyong accountability.
Our next question will be from Marian.
Okay. Sir, dun sa, so tinatapos na nga po natin, kumbaga isasantabi natin yung confidential funds, yung probe natin ng good government dito. And si Vice President Sara Duterte, meron din po siyang statement, sinabi niya na with that nga po, at least kahit pa paano, matatapos na rin yung tinatawag niya na may relief daw po bala sa mga personnel ng OVP and sa Department of Education dahil natapos ng hearing kasi nung mga nakaraang linggo daw talaga nababalisa anxious daw sila, tormented, takot daw sila sa buhay nila, and that's why buti naman ngayon. And with the impeachment nga po no, na isasalang na, at least dun daw po masasagot niya.
Wala no, tingnan yung lulungkot ng mukha ko. Tingnan yung si Rog Gutierrez. Ano nangyari, Rog? Ano, Biyernes Santo, dyan sa house?
Yung mga dapat sagutin.
Dati pagka ganyan yung mga tanong, medyo ready na sila eh. Gusto na ho nilang maglundagan, di ba? Pagka ganyan yung mga tanong kay VP Sara, gigil na ho nilang sumagot. Pero ngayon, parang gusto pang magturuan, dalawa na lang sila.
Lalo na yung may proseso pa ng batas. So, sir, ano po masasabi niyo? Mas mabuti raw na mayroon ng impeachment dahil doon sa impeachment ako lang hinahabol ng mga members of the House of Representatives. Hindi na nila tiniterrorize yung mga kasamahan ko sa Office of the Vice President. Would you like to comment on that? Na yun nga, with your pag-summarize or pagtapos po nito ng confidential fund probe ng good government. And sabi niyo po, tatalakayin niya na rin sa impeachment proceedings, kumbaga, kung magtutuloy po sa Committee on Justice itong confidential fund probe.
Well, syempre, nare-respeto naman natin ang opinion ng ating Vice President. At kung sakasakali nga po na ito'y talakayin ng impeachment ng ating Vice President, yung mga bagay-bagay, no, yung mga ibang issue, siguro mas fully masasagot dun sa Committee on Justice.
In addition lang po siguro, just a comment.
Ano lang ho, nai-imagine lang ho natin habang nagsasagawa ho sila sinasagawa nila yung impeachment laban dito kay VP Sara, malaki ang pagkilos sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Ano kaya nararamdaman nitong nitong mga congressman, yung mga senador na tatalakay dyan sa impeachment na yan, na hindi sang-ayon ang sambayan ng Pilipino dun sa mga pinaggagawa nila. Pero dahil lamang ho, nakagustuhan yan ng kanilang Diyos dyan sa House of Representatives, dahil yung gusto ho yan ni Tambaluslos, kailangan ho nilang ipagpatuloy. Grabe, no? Yung mahigit lamang sa 100,000 na boto, ginugulo ho ang buong bansa ngayong mga panahon na to.
I'm not sure if necessarily interrelated naman po sila eh. Kasi yung proceedings dito sa briefing, not really briefing, proceedings po natin dito sa good government in aid of legislation, iba naman po yung tutukan po natin as compared to impeachment. So I don't necessarily agree, although we respect the opinion, of course, that's the good Vice President's opinion. Pero for her to say na mas okay nang, I think that's the gist of it po, Marian, no? Tama. Na sinasabi niya, buti nang natapos na itong good gov para makaproceed na sa impeachment. One, the impeachment proceedings is separate. Two, we don't even know if it's going to proceed because as
Anong separate? Paanong naging separate? Lahat ng pag-uusapan dyan sa dyan sa impeachment, galing dyan sa bad government. Ikaw talaga, Rod.
far as we know, there were only two filings as of late. And we're unsure yet of how that's going to proceed po, no? If it's going to really afford her that, sabi niya po, she wants to she's willing to have face-to-face. But when it comes to the impeachment complaint po, that's a separate matter. It's different from this. So we are not sure also kung the articles of impeachment itself would include this. So it really depends po on yung basis doon. So yung point lang being, parang these are two separate matters and I'm not sure if it really follows po, no?
So I understand meron na rin pong parang nilalobby yung Makabayan Bloc o may nagpapapirma po nga nitong para sa one-third resolution na po ng impeachment case at diretso na sa plenaryo. Kayo po ba willing kayo? Are you in favor po para pumirma dito sa impeachment resolution?
Well, honestly, hindi ko pa nababasa yung laman ng impeachment complaint ng Makabayan Bloc. So, in the event na ibigay po sa amin to, pag-aaralan po muna namin kung ano yung laman nito.
Pag-aaralan pa? Wag na pag-aaralan, pirma na kagad. Anak ng toka. Masyado pa kayong pang-virgin effect. Gigil naman kayo na matanggal si BP.
My case po, personally, di pa po lumalapit yung mga kabayan. I haven't seen yet yung impeachment complaint po nila. So we can't really comment yet, having not seen the articles po. If I understand, Makabayan is only one article of impeachment. Tama po ba? And that's very different because I understand, comparing lang to the other impeachment, there were 3 articles, 34 grounds. So,
Ano ito itong bata na to, mahusay Mahusay magsalita, merong dating. Kaso ang problema, nagmadali. Minadali ho niya. Hindi niya hinintay yung administrasyon o yung pamunuan ng House of Representatives na kung saan nandun sila sa tamang landas. Sumabay ho siya dito kay Tambalusos. Tingnan nyo, bata pa lang, nabulok na. Bata pa lang, dami ng galit sa kanya.
you have to consider in po all of that in totality before choosing which one to support po siguro.
Sorry. Follow up, second to the last question. Sir, you mentioned po, Chairman Chua, several times na kulang po tayo sa oras. Tingin nyo wala na pong panahon dahil nga magkakampanya na eleksyon. Do you think po it's better that this will be tackled, itong impeachment complaint, sa 20th Congress rather than sa 19th Congress?
Ano po? Pakiulit.
Sabi niyo po, wala nang panahon. Pinaka-challenge po, for example, para isulong nga po ang impeachment complaint kay VP Sara is yung time. Wala pong oras pa dahil magkakaroon na ng eleksyon, may kampanya, magiging busy, lalo na po kayong mga congressmen and senators. Kung sakaling umabot na nga po doon sa Senado yung bilang trial court, at ano po ba sa tingin ninyo? Better ba kung sa 20th Congress, tingin niyo po ba isa lang ang impeachment kesa sa 19th Congress?
Well, yung Senate kasi is a continuing body. Hindi naman yan matatapos. Meron pa rin naman 12 senador. Yung comment ko po ay personal opinion ko lamang yun. At hindi po yun ang opinion ng lahat. So, sinasabi ko lang yun dahil by February, alam naman natin, national campaign na. And by March, local campaign. Although, syempre, ang trabaho naman namin, ang mandato po namin is hanggang end ng June. So, in the event naman na itong impeachment talaga ay umusad, syempre may obligasyon din naman kami na ito ay gampanan.
We recognize Vic Sumintak, 25.
Congressman Chua, sir, good morning. Sir, now that the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability is eyeing for a legislation requiring confidential and intelligence fund disclosure and penalties for misuse of that fund, may we know kung ano magiging hakbang ng Congress now that the Commission on Audit, naglabas sila ng report na yung Office of the President ay top spender ng 2023 confidential and intelligence fund, pati yun ba ay bubusisiin din ng Kongreso kung paano ginastos?
Well, yung sa Office of the President is a different matter. Dahil yun
Naku po. Anong different matter? Ano ba pangalan? Confidential. Confidential. Paano
may trabaho at may obligasyon ang ating Presidente bilang Commander-in-Chief ng sandatahan ng ating...
Teka, ang pinag-uusapan, di ba natin bubusisiin? Sir, 2 billion yung kanyang confidential fund. Kahit na ano pa sabihin nyo, VP Sara nga di ba? Yung nagbigay ng confidential fund, itong si Marcos Jr. Ngayon, dinurog nyo ng dinurog itong si VP. Ngayon, yung nagbigay na merong 2 billion, pinagtatanggol nyo. Pagka kay Marcos Jr., dinidepensahan nyo. Pagka kay VP, binibikwasan nyo. Anak ng toko na paghahalata ko kayo, sir. Ayan ang problema ho dito sa mga congressman na to. Maliwanag pa ho sa sikat ng araw. Wala ho silang balak na pag-usapan yung mahigit 2 billion. Ilang Mary Grace Piatos kaya yung mga yung mga acknowledgement receipt na nakalagay doon sa 2 billion pesos na yon. na confidential fund nitong opisina nitong si Marcos Jr.
ating bansa at ang kanya po ay it concerns national security. Ito pong ipinapasa po namin ay paglilimita sa mga ahensya na wala pong kinalaman sa national security, sa peace and order at intelligence gathering. Kami po kasi confined, itong investigasyon namin is confined doon sa privilege.
Office of the President Intelligence Gathering. Anak na to. Nandyan yung DOJ, nandyan yung DILG, nandyan yung AFP, nandyan yung mga ahensya na yan. Tapos Office of the President Intelligence Gathering. Palakpakan ho natin. Yan si Joel Chua.
Speech ni Congressman Valeriano at saka ni Congresswoman Luistro.
And in addition to that lang po, no, and just to be clear, 2 points make it different po. No? First and foremost, nabanggit po ni Chairman Chua, is that in relation to yung good go, we were talking about confidential funds by civilian agencies that are not necessarily related initially. And whether or not this piece of legislation was passed, we are going to act on that. If someone filed a privileged speech or a resolution, if there were any regarding doon naman sa President, if ever it was found to be used in matters not related to their functions, then I think the committee would also take that matter up po. No? But the difference is, it did not happen po. Dito, confidential funds of a civilian agency. So, President,
Grabe, pinaghandaan niya ho yung tanong na yan. Pinaghandaan ho ni Rog Gutierrez yung tanong na yan. Ha? Wala nga naman naghain ng tumayo para imbestigahan niyang kay Marcos Jr. Bakit nga naman sila mag-iimbestiga, di ba? Dapat meron munang tumayo. Ang tanong, meron ho kayang tatayo. Di ba?
very clear po. In fact, if I understand po, sir, no, the COA, can you give us yung value po, sir, yung sa COA? Ano po yung nabanggit? For 2023 po ito, no?
For 2023, the Office of the President under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is the top confidential and intelligence fund spender for 2023 with a combine of 4.56 billion based on the report of COA Annual Financial Report.
Opo, confidential and intelligence funds po, no? We have to take note, yung sa good government, what we're talking about is confidential funds of a civilian agency. Intelligence funds po, which are related to national security concerns as disbursed by the necessary...
Wag na natin palakihin. 2 billion confidential fund nitong si Marcos Jr. Di nyo iimbestigahan, di nyo tatanungin yung mga acknowledgement receipt. Kung talagang maayos na nawaldas yung 2 billion na yan.
Security agency. Iba naman po yun. And I think the bulk of of my understanding of the news was correct. Yung sa 4 point something, majority of that was intelligence funds naman po talaga. So that's the first po na, the distinction between confidential and intelligence funds, between civilian and security agency. Second matter po na yung pagkakaiba nito, we will take note, wala pong notice of disallowance. There was no notice of disallowance in the OP, and that's why no one has filed any privileged speech or resolution. Dito po sa OV...
Sinong maglalakas ng loob na COA commissioner na mag-i-issue ng notice of disallowance sa confidential fund ng Presidente? Sino? Tanungin kita, Brad. Sino? Nung pagkatapos ng meeting nitong si Tambalus Rosa ng Makabayan Black, noong NSS yung issue ng confidential fund, nung nagtanong itong Makabayan Black, biglang nagkaroon ng notice of disallowance. Sige nga.
VP, nagkaroon pa
Akala nyo ho talaga pagka lumalabas sa bunganga nitong mga congressman na to, talagang, ganyan talaga yun nangyari. Iba talaga yan, ganun talaga yan. Pagkatapos hong nag-usap nitong mga makakaliwat nitong si Tambalus Ros, bigla hong nagkaroon ng notice of disallowance itong si VP sa kanyang confidential fund. Yun ang malabo dun. Bakit? Anong nangyari? Na-pressure ba ang COA dito sa mga pambabanat nitong mga congressman dito kay VP, kaya kailangan nilang maglabas ng ganyang klaseng notice sa diyan sa confidential fund na yan dito kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Nalalabuan lang ho tayo at marami sa ating mga kababayan makahalintulad ho ng ating sentimiento. At itong mga tao na to, hindi pa nga pinag-uusapan, dinidepensa.
Notice of disallowance. So that's one difference po siguro. And in fact, one of the provisions in the new piece of legislation is that the notice of disallowance would open up yung COA declassification. So I think those are the two kinds of distinctions. But in summary po, if ever there was a complaint, I believe the committee will hear it. But given po na one, it's not really, that was intelligence and not confidential, and two, wala namang notice of disallowance, I think we'd understand kung bakit wala po actually in the complaint.
Okay. Sir, one last na lang go. On the impeachment issue, sir, as you have mentioned, na kung sakaling dito sa House, lumusot yung impeachment, pupunta ng Senado, yung panahon ang problema. Pero probably, sabi nyo nga kung Chua, continuing body ang Senate kasi may matitirang 12. Pero ang problema doon, di ba sir, based on the rules of impeachment, does not constitute yung required numbers that is 2/3 to convict the impeachable official. Then what will happen to the impeachment case if ever makarating ng Senado?
Well, unang-una, yung gagraduate po ay may mandato pa sila hanggang June, end of June. Hindi pa naman sila, ibig sabihin, hindi naman porke nagsimula ang kampanya, ibig sabihin ay hindi na po nila dapat kampanan ang kanilang trabaho. So kung ito po ay sumampa, whether may kampanya o wala, talagang siyempre bilang mga lingkod bayan, obligado rin po sila na gampanan ang kanilang trabaho.
We recognize Ms. Vivian, then followed by Ms. Mela.
Sir, bali, 1 week na lang before yung mag-break, yung Congress, So, napag-usapan na po ba sa majority yung impeachment with this time left before mag-break?
So far, wala pa naman po.
And then, would you have information po kung na-transmit na sa Office of the Speaker yung 2 impeachment complaints filed so far?
Sorry, wala rin po akong idea.
Your reaction na hindi pa po natatransmit? I mean, if at this time hindi pa natatransmit?
I believe ito po yung what we discussed in the previous press con, question of yung 10 days. Is it necessary that it has to be transmitted immediately within the 10 days, or do they really wait until the end? But given that the 10 days has not lapsed, we can't see any issues yet po, no? So we'll have to wait and see po with the Office of the Secretary General.
And then, sir, dito lang sa mga final po ninyo na bills so far, ano po yung mga nakita ninyo that prompted the filing? For example, yun po bang current SDOs, wala yung mga background na nabanggit po ninyo, etc.?
Wala eh. Ang sa SDO ngayon, basta't ikaw ay pinili ng head of agency, SDO ka na. Kaya nga medyo hinigpitan po natin dahil nakita po natin. At saka dito po, clearly, nilagay rin po namin na hindi mo po pwedeng i-delegate yung iyong trabaho bilang SDO.
Ano yung danger nun, sir? Pag in-appoint ka lang, hindi ka permanent employee na SDO?
Siyempre, kaya po namin na binigyan ng mabigat na para maiwasan yung pagkukuntsabahan ng head of agency at saka ng SDO.
In addition lang po, no? So generally, it's hard to summarize po, Vivian, sorry, kung what prompted us to file this legislation. But in relation to your question, the SDO, regarding, appointments in confidence, mahirap rin po because the necessary nature of confidential funds, given that they're given, there's more impunity in relation to its spending, there's more discretion, and it's under less scrutiny, apparently. That's what you've seen in the Good Government Committee. When you have familiarity between the head of agency and then the appointed person of trust, it would breed some sort, not really breed, but what we would see is it could be a possible avenue for collusion. So that's why one of the things that was pointed out in the new piece of legislation is that it should be a professional, permanent office already. So once we've determined first and foremost whether an agency will require confidential or intelligence funds, then they would also need a permanent position which will not change from administration to administration. So less likely na po yung chances of collusion. In line with that, kasama na rin po doon yung dangers of further delegation. Mawawala rin yung point nung measures na anti-collusion if you will still allow the SDO to further delegate to other persons. In fact, our understanding of the joint circular was that bawal na po kung SDO po ako, bawal na po yan i-delegate. But given that we've seen that that is the practice, we felt that it is needed to necessarily spell it out in the law. So yun po yung ginawa po natin here, amongst other things po.
Okay. Dito lang sir sa yung isa niyo pang bill, yung imposing penalties for misappropriation of confidential funds. Wala pa po bang current laws punishing yung misappropriation, misuse of confidential funds?
Actually, pag titignan mo kasi maraming po pwedeng maging punishment eh. Nandiyan dyan yung pagkamalaki yung amount, more than 50 plunder, so may mga so forth and so on, di ba? So ito naman po is in addition doon sa mga po pwedeng isampa.
We have to take note po yung legislation natin. As you mentioned, ito na po yung sinasabi natin, in aid of legislation. We already have criminal laws. In fact, some of the words that have been thrown around were technical malversation, perjury, falsification, plunder, all of those put together. We already have the crimes to penalize. The problem is, we can't really pinpoint the liability. Kasi nga po, for example, ang sinasabi nila bilang SDO, I'm not liable kasi pinasa ko sa iba. Although alam natin there would be malversation, the question is, tama po ba yung pagpasa niya? Because that would define the procedure. Kung well and good, if the finding is allowed naman under the joint circular yung pagpasa nung disbursement to a different officer, then baliwala yung mga current criminal laws po natin. But if now we have this law that says bawal na po mag-delegate further, the mere fact of delegating would now open them up to yung technical malversation na sinasabi natin and other criminal laws that we already have in place.
Got it. Thank you.
Ms. Mela?
Hi, sir. Good morning po. Kong Chua and Kong Rog,
Rosalie.
balikan ko lang po yung statement natin, yung press release natin kahapon kasi nabanggit nga po na may pinapacheck na tayong 1,992 names allegedly, not tied to allegedly OVP secret fund anomaly. Tanong ko lang po sana kung may update na sa PSA about this big numbers ng pinapa-verify natin and kung sakali mang may resulta na, paano po ito makakaapekto sa ating findings gayong tama po ba, di ba tinapos na natin yung about sa confidential funds?
Well, unang-una, inaantay pa namin yung resulta sa PSA. Pangalawa, wala pa naman po kaming committee report na ginagawa. So, kung ano man yung magiging resulta ng findings, makakaasa kayo na isasama po namin yan sa committee report.
So ngayong taon, sir, wala nang hearing eh. Tama po ba? Ang good government.
Wala nang hearing this year. Wala.
Next year.
Well, kagaya po ng sinasabi namin, sinuspend lang naman namin, hindi pa naman namin tineterminate eh. So,
Open pa rin
open pa rin.
ma-discuss.
Yes.
Missy?
Good afternoon po, Kongs. Regarding po sa filed measures nyo po today, meron po ba doong explicit na nakalagay kung paano nyo po gustong i-revise yung joint circular ng COA and DBM regarding sa confidential funds? And are you requesting or directing them to revise it as soon as possible?
Well, basically, yung sa joint circular, dapat yung resolution lamang. Pero pinag-uusapan kasi namin kung gagawin namin itong batas na. Kasi dun sa joint circular, ito ay pinagsama-sama lamang ng mga guidelines ng COA, ng Defense, ng DILG, mga ahensya. Pero pina-finalize pa namin kung ito'y gagawin namin talagang batas na nang sa ganon mas tumibay itong joint circular. But of course, we will have to consult also with the concerned departments.
So sir, hindi pa to kasama dun sa filed measures nyo po today?
Hindi pa.
Okay po. Second question ko po kasi na-mention din po kanina ni Kong Rog, wala naman pong anything na complaint against the use of confidential funds ng Office of the President. Kaya po wala namang nag-iimbestiga tungkol doon. Pero gusto ko lang pong linawin kung yung filed measures nyo po, covered po ba nito lahat po ng national and local agencies na may appropriation ng confidential funds? Lahat, but not the Office of the President?
The legislation considers lahat po. So if my understanding is right, in line with what we will be filing, of course, every year yung budget tayo po yun po mapasa, Congress with the power of the purse. In line with that, with the further guidance, if this will be passed into law, the legislation will take over all. So we are In fact, we are expecting that we will have more scrutiny, including dun sa OP. Kasi nga po, we have now yung provisions in the law which would include yung declassification if may notice of disallowance. The difference nga being is that we mentioned, as far as we're concerned, this is the first time nagkaroon ng notice of disallowance in confidential funds. So that's why nag-target po, nag-zero in po talaga dun sa disbursement ng OVP and the related agency at the time.
Yun. First time hong nangyari yan sa confidential fund na nagkaroon ng notice of disallowance. Hindi naman ho talaga nagkakaroon ng ganyan yan. First time ho yan. Dahil tinarget ho talaga itong si Vice President Sara Duterte.
And DepEd. But we're expecting po that this would widen the scope of scrutiny of the ICFAO, yung Special Audit Unit ng COA.
Okay po. Question ko na rin po kay Kong Rog kung ilan po ba yung members ng minority bloc sa Congress. Do you have any idea?
If my last count was right, I think there are 23 of us in the minority bloc.
Kasi in relation to that po, kanina kasi nabanggit ni Kong Castro na may mga minority members na po nagpahayag ng suporta doon sa impeachment complaint niya. Are you bent to support once na-verify niyo po at nabasa yung complaint nila?
Well, I would have to see, as you mentioned, the article of impeachment. But for me personally, I have seen some offenses or some basis for the ground. So I have my own idea of what should be in a complaint if a file po, no? But given that I haven't seen yet, although they have explained to me in an informal manner, I still have to see po yung complaint before I can really throw my support behind any impeachment complaint po.
Alright, kung sa majority bloc hindi pa napag-uusapan yung about sa impeachment, sa minority bloc napag-uusapan?
Napag-uusapan po to in the sense na it's news already, may nag-file, we're talking about ano kaya mangyayari dito, but it's not a concerted effort po, no? There is no one movement by the minority bloc to file an impeachment complaint if yun po yung tanong eh. But given that members of the minority bloc, that being yung Makabayan bloc po natin, mga kasamahan natin, sina Kong, Brosas, Castro, and Manuel, given that they've already filed a complaint, they've been going around po and asking us for support. So in a sense, we have talked about the merits, but nothing yet that's formal in the sense na gumagalaw as one minority po.
Thank you po.
Kongs, good afternoon po. On related topic lang, sir, Vice President Sara Duterte still refused to appear before NBI despite ng kanyang pangalawang subpoena na
Dati ho pagka ganyan yung katanungan, naglulundagan ho sila. Pati yung nasa executive na department, talaga hong sinasawsawan ho ng mga yan. Tignan ho natin ang sagot.
ugat nga doon sa death threats na in-announce niya sa kasagsagan nung komosyon with Attorney Zulaika. Any reaction lang po on this?
I think it's just it's unfortunate, although we respect siguro the decision of the OVP.
Wow.
If
Nakailang respect ka na, ha? Iba ka ngayon, Rog.
tama if yung opinion nila, I think the opinion was that they would rather just submit a subpoena because based on her lawyer's advice, not subpoena, based on the lawyer's advice, they can just file a counter affidavit. However, kami were of the position that the Vice President should take every avenue to clear their name, to clear the office's name, to clear her name. And that, in fact, to the extent that under Chairman Joel, we suspended one of our good government hearings so that she could attend. So you can see very clearly kung where we stand. We're here for her to be able to, we wanted to afford her the opportunity to answer po the allegations even from other government bodies. But given that hindi she's not doing, it's unfortunate, and we repeat our, yung panawagan po namin that we hope that she participates not only with the NBI, with all, I understand marami na pong mga nasampang kaso. I hope she participates with
Rando ko na sampang kaso. Pambihira ho talaga itong si Rog Gutierrez.
all the agencies.
Wala pa nga eh. Iniimbestigan pa lang, wala pa nga kasong naisampa eh. Yun nga ang gustong mangyari. Sampahan nyo na. Isampan nyo na yung mga isasampan nyo. Ang dami pa subpina.
As far as the rule of law is concerned po.
Thank you po.
Other questions?
Hindi ka pa Brad, hindi ka pa talaga nagtagal sa pagiging politiko mo, nabubulok ka na. As always, maraming salamat to sa pagsuporta sa PH Update. Mag-ingat ho kayo lahat ng Pilipinas. Maraming salamat mga kabayan.